Good evening, everyone. So, in this stream, me and Movie&GameLover98 are going to be doing a Dragon Tales merchandise collection stream, which not only includes VHS and DVDs, but also books, as well as plushes. So, hey!
Hey, testing, testing. Can you?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I think so. Yes. How are we doing?
Great. We are going to show off the Dragon Tales merchandise collection. First, we'll start off with video and DVD releases, and then we'll
Okay.
move on to books, and then plushes will be the last thing to show.
Okay, this will be fun. Hope you had a great day so far, Flick. I'm having a great day today.
All right.
And wanted to start off since one of the episodes turned 20 years old today.
Yes.
Yep, the season 3 premiere episode turned 20 years old today.
Yeah, to fly with a new friend, as well as season 3, period.
Yep. We're going to start with the DVD of Adventures in Dragonland.
And
yeah, I think to be on the safe side, Flick, we'll just explain stuff. And I think we could try to impressions, but if not, let's just do a few at a time.
All right. Well,
well, the episodes contained on this DVD are To Kingdom Come, Baby Troubles, Bad Share Day, Zack Takes a Dive, and The Forest of Darkness.
And this is also the only Dragon Tales DVD release that actually features the 1997 to 2000 Children's Television Workshop semicircle logo with the tagline, "Play it smart" at the bottom.
Despite the Sesame Workshop logos on the packaging.
Yes, that's because it was released on August 1st, 2000, 2 months after CTW became Sesame Workshop.
And just like the Thomas DVD from 2007 Milkshake model has the old Hit Entertainment logo at the end of the program despite the new ones on the packaging. Well, also, there's also 2 more Thomas DVDs do that from the Lionsgate releases. Holiday Express from 2009 and Engine Friends from 2012 also does that too.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course, I know. Yep, there's no paper in your copy, but mine has a paper. Yeah, don't need to explain the opening and closings to all of these.
Yes, and also, we have another release that came out on August 1st, 2000, but this is a VHS that I have.
Yeah. Hopefully you found all your VHS releases, Flicko, because after that, if you found the Do the Right, no, not the Do the Right Thing, the School is Cool VHS,
Well,
and
luckily
the Keep on.
before the stream started, my parents were able to get both that and There's Nothing to Fear out of the area where it was buried.
Okay, so after we do the Let's Share Let's Play DVD, we'll do the There's Nothing to Fear VHS before Don't Give Up.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do You Can Do It, released on the same day as the Adventures in Dragonland DVD.
And the first episode on this VHS is the same as the Adventures in Dragonland DVD, which is the 4th episode on that DVD.
Yeah, but the other two are exclusive, which are A Feet on Her Feet and A Liking to Biking, which sister episodes would be Zack and the Beanstalk and Eggs Over Easy.
Yes. And this is another release that uses the Children's Television Workshop semicircular logo, despite having the Sesame Workshop logo on the packaging in addition. And here is the sticker label, and this is printed on the 45th week of 2000.
Okay.
Which means it was printed in like early November 2000, even though it was released on August 1st.
Yep. All right. Yep. And now we're going to get to another VHS that was also in 2000.
Yes, but it came out a couple of months later in October.
Just 2 months, 2 days, not a bad gap, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which is going to be Follow the Clues with an absent Cassie episode coming up right now. Follow the Clues.
Yes, but the episodes that come before it, they have Cassie present.
Which they contain a picture's worth 1,000 words and Follow the Dots. Which sister episodes would be Talent Pool and A Smashing Success. Yeah.
And the sister episode for Wheezy's Last Laugh
is Frog Prince, which would be on There's Nothing to Fear VHS and The Amazing Pets 2009 DVD. And I brought the movie Click, Flicka, because that way we'll show that. But if you forgot to bring Click, that's fine. I'll show Click.
I will actually show Click in there as well.
Because it has Dragon Tales on TV in the movie. Anyway. Yeah. And yes, I brought this up when we showed the whole Sony Pictures Home Media Collection stream, Flicka. Like, if Cassie was quacking like a duck, if she was in Wheezy's Last Laugh, instead of just removing her completely.
Yes. I imagined.
If it go like, quack, 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 quack.
Oh! Cassie, why are you quacking like a duck?
I quack, quack. Oh!
Don't worry, Cassie. We'll get you back to normal.
We'll get Mr. Pop. He got Wheezy's laugh as well as yours. And yep, this one has the Toss Magic Railroad trailer the same way as the theatrical trailer, but except it takes out all the sentences coming to the theaters, but this time when it makes this whistle sound, he just cuts to him saying, "You're invited to unwind. This is just like the fun hair. Take a load off. I don't think you have to do that, no. And experience life on the fast track." And of course, the last one after he says, "Now that's what I call a perfect landing. Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Share the wonder with your family. I'll save a seat for you."
Yeah.
Which is kind of equivalent to the Toy Story theatrical trailer, but now it says it's coming out to video soon.
It also has a sticker label, and this is printed on the 8th week of 2001. So it's a 2001 reprint.
Yeah, despite it might have the same content as the 2000 VHS in a way.
It does. It does have the exact same content as the 2000 VHS.
So,
and
yeah.
It also is another VHS that uses the Children's Television Workshop semicircle logo at the very end of the tape, right after the credits are over.
Okay, so this time we're going to wait till we get to Let's Share, Let's Play Flicka, because we have a VHS that released the same day as that DVD, which is the School is Cool VHS. But we're going to show the Keep on Trying VHS first, because it released.
And some things to note about this VHS: it is the last VHS release to have the 1993 Columbia TriStar Home Video logo, as well as the last tape to use the 1997 Children's Television Workshop logo with the semicircle with the word "Play It Smart."
That's an odd thing, despite this is a 2001 release.
Yes, it is a 2001 VHS release, but the Children's Television Workshop semicircle logo is surprisingly intact, and I was completely surprised when I first watched that VHS that logo was still on here.
Just like the 2003 DVD of Thomas's Friends Help Out, despite the Hit Entertainment logos on the packaging, but the Grace D and Wild Interactive logo and Ghislaine Pictures logos popped up on the actual disc itself, despite the Hit Entertainment logo is on the disc. Which I guess in chronological order, but anyway. And yes, with the episodes on this tape being, which...
Alright.
Let's see. Yep, they've got Drag and Drop. And Not a Problem. And of course, the one with focuses on Zack and Wheezy, another one, Rope Trick.
Yeah.
Which we know the sister episode, Cassie Loves a Parade, is to Drag and Drop, which it would be on Look on the Bright Side. Or It's an Happy Birthday is also the sister to Not a Problem. That's also a Look on the Bright Side VHS. And Baby Troubles, which we just looked at on the Adventures in Dragonland DVD.
And I believe it's also on the VHS of Let's All Share.
That's another one I would want to get Let's All Share. The only reason I get this is because it has the version of the Toss Magic or theatrical trailer, or maybe just saying like has the version where it's like the theatrical trailer, but just has, I think it's Jim or Bryant Cummings doing the announcement speech in a different tone. But this one has the Toss Magic Railroad now on VHS and DVD trailer, where the announcer, the voice in that trailer almost sounds like the one you hear in Disney trailers.
Yeah, and also about this tape, the sticker label, it says 2000 layout and design Columbia TriStar Home Entertainment, but the Columbia TriStar Home Video logo is shown on the sticker label, surprisingly enough. And it's printed on the 13th week of 2001, meaning it was printed in April of that year.
Despite this came out in March 2001, after Lady the Tramp 2 Scamp's Adventure released straight to home media before that.
Yes.
And after Thomas's Trackside Tunes released on VHS alone. But anyway, I think now we go on to the School is Cool VHS, if you found it. Hopefully it doesn't have the wrong tape, the stupid Let's Be Friends with the bad episode included.
Yeah, which I also have that VHS, but it's caseless, but...
Okay, well, hopefully get rid of it, because it's got, not only does it have the bad no-hitter, but it's also got a confusing plot episode, Quibbling Siblings.
One after the other.
Yeah, but anyway, let's look at the School is Cool VHS first, because this released on the same day as the DVD Let's Share, Let's Play. Yep. Well, they all released on August 14th, 2001, so let's show this VHS first. Yeah, I gotta tell you, didn't I bring this up before, Flick, at the beginning of... Well, let's look at the episodes first, which are Cool School, Do Not Pass Gnome, and Treasure Hunt. And despite them showing the two episodes combined together, the end credits will only play twice on this VHS. Kind of like how some Blue's Clues VHSs, they only play the end credits twice. And on the Thomas 2007 DVD Ultimate Christmas, they play the end credits twice. Because you know that's why, because they have to combine the tiles in the credits.
Yeah. And
yes,
the same thing actually happens with those with Clifford DVDs from 2000 to 2005 as well.
Okay, so some Clifford releases to bring up. But yeah, I told you how I brought this up so many times, how I hated Max's negative attitude at the beginning of A Cool School, which was opposite of Bonnie's crying nervous of her first day of kindergarten in Toy Story 4. You haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet, Flicka, tell me which one you think is worse, Max's negative attitude at the beginning of this episode, or Bonnie's crying nervous at her first day of kindergarten in Toy Story 4? Well, you probably...
I haven't seen that film, so until then, I would have to say Max's attitude.
Yeah, because come on, it's okay to be a little bit nervous about school. You just don't grow angry about that later. This is like throwing me back to preschool. I was a tad bit nervous. And I know I started to act shy in preschool, but all my other grades onwards, I started to grow more mature and into an outgoing teenager guy.
Yeah. Here is the sticker label for this, and this is printed on the 47th week of 2001. And beginning with this tape, along with other tapes, they now have the Sesame Workshop logo on screen with the purple roof and the green house that would also be used on a grand majority of Dragon Tales home media releases released after this.
Yeah, and also, I think I brought up the thing in Do Not Pass Gnome, so I don't have time to show it here, since we're going to show the DVD of Let's Share, Let's Play. Which, luckily, I brought mine first. Or even though, since both of us had the DVD, what? But if I want to show you, mine has the shiny disc and the paper. Well, I'll show the front of Let's Share, Let's Play, released on the same day as that VHS you just showed. Which I said, yes, you could. This art sells from the Do the Right Thing VHS, but you actually can get the Do the Right Thing VHS flick, because only the episode Much Ado About Nodlings is the reused episode, but the other two are new. Well, on this one, we got Ketzel's Magic Papa Book. The Fury is out on this one. Much Ado About Nodlings, Four Little Pigs, and of course, Black Quibbling Siblings, and Much Ado About Nodlings, which Much Ado About Nodlings is on the Do the Right Thing VHS, which I'll have to unfortunately buy, but luckily I can mute the audio, so I don't have to worry about the Giant of Nods yelling, getting on my freaking nerves, and pissing me off. Which sister episodes for these episodes would be My Way or Snow Way, Snow Dragons, To Do or Not to Do, and Sky Pirates, and Wheezy's Hairball, which Wheezy's Hairball is also on the Amazing Pets DVD.
Yeah.
Mine's the shiny disc, yours isn't, and I have the paper. But yeah, I know this one in the Adventures in Dragonland DVD, they don't have the option to play all of them at once. But this is even worse because there's no play all feature, and it won't play everything automatically.
Yes, that's the only downside of this. I wish there was another version where they would play all 5.
But yeah, I know that sucks. Yeah, Sony just doesn't like to be smart these days. Sometimes they like to be good, sometimes they'll just like to be stupid. Or just dumb. Well, anyway, you know what I mean, because Sony likes to be good, sometimes they just don't like to be good.
Yeah.
I can even trust the company. I'm not the CEO of Sony at all. If I were Sony, I would re-release this. If I was in Sony, I would re-release this DVD and get it to have a play all feature. But anyway, the next would be the Don't Give Up DVD, but we're showing the There's Nothing to Fear VHS.
Yes. I thought I'd bring this up because at least 2 episodes. Actually, they were all put on DVD, but at a much later time frame, except for Tales You Lose.
Yeah, I guess that's fine, I guess, because I guess Sony didn't have the money to put those episodes on DVD yet, so they put this one from that VHS onto this DVD here, which we're going to get to in a minute, eventually soon. But yeah, and I know, yes, sister episodes would be Calling Dr. Zack, and The Black Tall Tale, and Wheezy's Last Laugh. I guess they wanted to put Frog Prince on VHS that early, so that's why Sony did that. And I know this VHS was originally volume 11 of the series on VHS.
Yeah.
which 12 is look on the bright side, 10 is let's work together.
All right. Label, and it's printed on the 10th week of 2002.
Yeah. And this one, no more showing Thomas and the Magic Railroad trailer now on VHS and DVD. I think around some 2001 releases, they stopped doing that. Showing the Thomas and the Magic Railroad now on VHS and DVD trailer. I think around the other 3 volumes of 2001, they got rid of it.
Yes.
So around those volumes of 2001 and 2002 onwards, no more Thomas Magic Railroad stuff on it. And, oh boy, this DVD we gotta really talk about.
Yeah.
With a BS episode we're gonna see in a moment.
From 2000.
With an abysmal 1999 episode on a different release, which we got Pigment of Your Imagination, Backwards to Forwards, and then the Sandcastle Hassle, and then Tales You Lose, which we just saw and There's Nothing to Fear VHS just a minute ago already, and oh no, that bad abysmal episode.
Well, what they could have done to make it better is replace that episode with Ord's Unhappy Birthday as the last episode.
Yeah. And I know this portion, even if we tried this Flicka, we could try to do this scene after with Cassie doesn't know what to do and she cries hysterically, or after we do it, Emmy says, my dad says you have to stand to a bully right away or he'll keep picking on you. I'll say the George Carlin, Mr. Conductor, sometimes with a bully.
All right.
Something, but basically like this. I don't know who should be Emmy, Cassie, and Zach and Max for this one.
Maybe I should try to be Cassie.
Okay. I don't think we'll be able to fit even more in our basket. Why can't I find even one sugar plum? Cassie, what's wrong?
Spike took my basket of sugar plums!
He did?
I don't know what to do!
Tell him to give it back!
I can't! He's too mean!
My dad says you have to stand up to a bully right away, or he'll keep picking on you. Or, yes, compared to this one when Dan said, after Mr. Conductor gave Dan this advice and bully for Mr. Conductor, he says, I better hide. Sometimes with a bully, you just have to stand up to them, say, I've had enough. But this guy is big. What if I talk to him? And like this scene when Dan does do the right thing and stands up to Buster the right way, where he goes, get out of my way or I'll beat you up. No! I said, I beat you up. You get away from here. You leave Mr. Conductor alone. You lay one hand on Mr. Conductor, and I'll turn you upside down. Upside down? I'll spin you around by your feet. My feet? I'll stick that ice cream cone on your head. Okay, and you don't even have Bully for Mr. Conductor on VHS yet.
No, but it kind of reminds me of a similar line, which I remember from Sesame Street when he's like, where Snuffy's like, all right, then, you had your chance. If you won't get off my book, I'm gonna run real fast and knock you off my book.
That was so mean of Snuffy. No wonder he was kicked off of Sesame Street in later seasons. Well, anyway, yeah, I think that's enough of Don't Give Up. Cause now you don't have the VHS releases of the VHS variants of Yes We Can and It's Cool to Be Me.
Yeah, because the next releases straight on forward are all DVD releases.
Well, there's obviously a reason I'll show you what's cool to get the VHS versions of these with one particular release. Well, I mean, yep, here's Yes We Can Dragon Tales DVD. this and the School to Be Me one released in April 5th, 2002, if I'm correct.
Actually,
Or no, April 2nd. Shit, sorry. My bad. I mean, April 2nd. April 1st is the 2003 Let's Start a Band release. April 2nd. My fault. Oops.
it's okay.
Well, I'm such a fool at not memorizing dates. Silly me. Anyway, Yes We Can and It's Cool to Be Me both released on April 2nd, 2002. Just to bring that because this DVD is volume 4 of the DVD series. Whereas the volume, let's stick to it, is the 13th VHS release. I'm good at memorizing these numbers for Dragon Tales home media products now.
Alright.
Yep, with this one, yes, there's unfortunately an abysmal non-Cassian Ord episode with Zack and the Beanstalk, but I can skip it because it's a DVD. But we have 4 good ones that make up for that, which are a whole lot of maracas going on, the Up and Away Dragon Tale Season 1 episode, not to be confused with the Season 15 CGI Nitrogen Miller Era Thomas episode version, and the Jumping Bean Express, and, last but not least, the Great White Cloud Whale.
Which is the sister episode to the Dragon Trash episode we saw in the previous DVD.
But sister episodes to these ones would be Bad Share Day, which we already saw on another DVD, A Feet on Her Feet on one of the VHS releases, Up and Away, the sister episode is Wild Time, and Get Off of My Cloud would be on the Do the Right Thing VHS, the sister episode to the Jumping Bean Express. Yeah, I'm just going to throw mine to the side, Flicka, because both ours don't have a paper insert.
But I'm pretty sure there might be some that do come with a paper insert.
There's also copies that might have a shiny disc, just like with Don't Give Up and Let's Share, Let's Play and Adventures in Dragonland. Now onto the other April 2nd, 2002 DVD release, where that one, this is the VHS, where special is Volume 14. This is DVD Volume 5. It's Cool to Be Me. Which, yeah, I know this one. Of this. Yep, this one's. I know all about this release. With this, yep, I know it has the episode you have a problem with not separated birth.
Well, the beginning of it is what I don't like with them fighting, but it passes after
what, 4 minutes or so? But I'm talking about like the beginning before they went to Dragonland Max and Emmy. You like that portion, right? When they
it was just the same with Zack and Wheezy fighting, which I didn't like.
Well, but the other episodes, which we got The Greatest Show in Dragonland, and oh no, a non-Cassie episode again, but I can skip it, which is A Tall Tale. Ew, I don't like A Tall Tale, but I can skip it, luckily, because it's DVD. Dragon Sales, and we've got last, of course but not least, Staying Within the Lines. And yes, I brought this up so many times. Why is this listed like this? Where the third one is placed last, but it's supposed to go there, and Staying Within the Lines needs to go in the last spot. How I call them all VHS variants of Thomas and Friends, Days and the Other Thomas Stories, Safe from Scrap is placed as the last, but it's supposed to go the fourth, and Percy Takes the Plunge is second to last, but it's supposed to be last.
Yeah, and those episodes also had sister episodes to them, just like the rest of Dragon Tales did.
I know, but this one's with them being A Kite for Quetzal, which it's actually going to be on the next release in just a sec. And we got Prepare Core Instructions is also going to be on the next one. But this one, the better sister episode, Stormy Weather, which we just saw on There's Nothing to Fear VHS just a moment ago. We're also going to see on a DVD later on. Dragon Sales is the F sister one is Emmy's Dream House, and this one we got It Happened One Nightmare.
Both of the sister episodes never got DVD releases or VHS releases.
I wish Emmy's Dream House would have gotten on DVD, but even though Emmy was being a freaking idiot in that episode, why couldn't she just ask her friends, what do you want me to do with these things? Or like that stupid Thomas season 12 episode Saved You, which I hate, where Thomas was being an idiot, making the engines get into more trouble instead of just asking what the problem was. Because being a hero means you ask what the problem is. Don't just make it worse.
Yeah. Now we get into Volume 6.
Volume 6 of the DVD lineup, or AKA, I think it's Volume 16 of the VHS releases, because the Songs from Singing Springs 2002 VHS would be considered... I mean, I think it got an actual official release date. I think it just was exclusive to a store flick of the Songs from Singing Springs 2002 VHS, which none of us have, which is a rare VHS. Almost as rare as some of those Thomas VHS samplers. But this... Well, also this volume would be considered volume, 16 of the VHS lineup?
Yeah.
Unless Songs from Singing Springs is just a exclusive release.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. That could be Volume 16, and I believe Volume 17 came out on the same day as Volume 16, but it never got a DVD release. But it's Let's Help Each Other.
Because, like, after... Yeah, I'm never getting the Let's Help Each Other VHS flicker, which I'm never, ever getting. Because, unfortunately, the abysmal, I have to sit through on Let's Help Each Other. Because, like I told you, like, hundreds of times, I want my Dragon Tales VHS collection to have all Cassie in the episodes, even if they're bad, who cares? I want them to all have Cassie. But anyway, here's the 5 adventures, which they have a Kite for Quetzal prepare corn instructions, which the ones I just mentioned on It's Cool to Be Me would be the sister episodes to the previous ones. And then we got the Big Cake Mix-Up, which is sister episode to Crash Landings. And then True Blue Friend, the sister episode to Sandcastle Hassle, which is on another DVD. And Light My Fire Breath, which is the sister episode to the no good Maya Bust. Thankfully, that was never put on DVD, but this episode was.
And thankfully, they didn't put Big Funky Cloud on DVD either. Or Finn Flanky.
Well, speaking of that, since you actually spoiled me in advance, we're going to see something with Finn in a moment.
Oh.
My fault. I should have told you that. My fault. It was my fault.
All right, you can go. Yeah. Well, when we show off
the Let's Start a Band
release after this one, you could tell me that this time.
Well, I guess I'll show you something that does introduce something that introduces kind of has Finn in it, but they don't mention him. We got to go on to Let's Start a Band right now. Released on April Fool's Day 2003, aka April 1st, 2003. Well, and also the same day as Bear in the Big Blue House Live, released on VHS and DVD, as well as the VHS counterpart. So I think this would be considered Volume 7 of the DVD of the DVD timeline, and then Volume 18 of the VHS releases.
Yes.
Because these ones onwards, they just go backwards a number with their VHS and DVDs.
And unlike the others, which mainly have episodes, which are all animated, this is mostly live action, but the animated dragons appear at the very end of the program, and at least the songs have the same animation as the TV show.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the Dragon Tales kids, Max and Emmy, and the Dragon Tales or Cassie and Zach and Weezy don't say any words in this special, despite them singing in the songs. Yeah, and we all know this DVD came out after, to honor Nina Elias Fanberger's passing away.
Yes. And
also, yeah.
I believe it aired on television a few months before it came to DVD.
That's also like with the Sesame Street special, A Musical Celebration.
Except for A Musical Celebration, it was reversed. A Musical Celebration was released on VHS first and then aired on PBS later.
Yeah. And yes, I forgot to mention, Finn makes a cameo in the Cassie song on this DVD as well as the VHS Flicka. Since I want to bring this up. But now let's move on to a release of Dragon Tales that does have an episode with him. We Can Work It Out. which I know. Yep, this is the 8th DVD in of the whole DVD lineup. And
Yep.
for the VHS side, it would be, I think, around volume 19. I think volume 19 of the VHS timeline.
Yeah.
Volume 19 of the VHS timeline. Which, coming up with the next volume, we'll see something interesting when we get to the next other We Can Do This release. And yep, there's Finn on the Spine, which episodes are Cassie the Green-Eyed Dragon, which does feature Finn. Yippee. And which is sister episode Something's Missing, which will be on a DVD much later. So Long Solo, which is sister episode would be Hands Together, which I don't know why that could have also been a bonus episode on Sing and Dance and Dragonland Flicka. Hands Together, the sister episode to So Long Solo, is they do a Happy Hearts recital dance. Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, which its sister episode would be One Big Wish, which unfortunately that never got on DVD. The Garage Won't Budge, which is sister episode next to it would be Putting the Fun in Fun Houses. And Remember the Pillow Fort. The sister episode would be Finders Keepers, Dragon Tales episode season 2.
Yeah. Speaking of season 2, some of those season 2 episodes would later be repeated during season 3, probably because they didn't have enough money to make all new episodes of season 3 at that time.
These two on this DVD would be reused in season 3. Cassie the Green-Eyed Dragon and So Long Solo. These are the two that I remember off the top of my head. Anyway. And yep, I do know this portion from Cassie the Green-Eyed Dragon Flicka, when basically after when Finn laughs, but he's about to he does the nervous face, and then Cassie says careful Finn, and then Finn falls down and falls on her castle. Whoa, careful. Whoa.
Oh.
Careful. Anyway, careful.
Luckily, this thing has wheelie bars, so
I
wouldn't even fall down even.
That was close, baby. Yeah, I do know this portion when Finn didn't mean to wreck your castle, Cassie. It was an accident. I'm sure he's sorry.
I know he didn't mean to, but I've worked so hard to make it.
Well, we can find something else to make for your store. See? Now it's a mountain. And as you know, mountains are very important in this story. And now go on to the other We Can Do This release. We can solve it together. Yep, we all know the release dates for all these. And this one, yes, I know this one has... Well, I don't think any of these Season 2 episodes get repeated in Season 3. None of these do, which are The Shape of Things to Come, Puzzlewood Very Berry, The Serpent's Trail, and Just Desserts.
But also,
sister episode... Yeah?
It's the last DVD to have the Columbia TriStar Television logo at the end.
Yep. Which sister episodes would be On Thin Ice, Let's Dance, Cassie Catches Up, and Head Over Heels, which would be on a 2004 release we'll get into eventually, and Just Desserts would have a sister Nuck Nuck Who's Where.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. And I also know this portion of The Shape of Things to Come, Flicka, and maybe, I don't know if you could try this, Flicka, but I'm going to be Cassie and Finn for all these portions, but Emmy just says back to Crystal Cave and that's it. Or I'll just do all of it since I know everything off the top of my head. I'll just do it without including Emmy's thing, back to Crystal Cave. Finn, can we borrow your mirror, please? I promise we'll bring it right back. Thanks. You're the best. Mwah! Wah! Yeah, it was so sweet when Cassie gave Finn a kiss. But I love when the characters kiss each other. When Cassie and Finn kissed in their opposite episodes, no lip marks were on their faces.
And
not on this DVD or on the other previous 2003 one.
And now we get into the first release from 2004.
Yep, this would be volume 21. I think I forgot to say volume 20 for the VHS version of We Can Solve It Together, or DVD volume 9. This is DVD volume 10, or VHS volume 21.
Yeah.
So I think from the... Yeah.
It's also the first release to feature different styles of artwork.
Yeah, it has
2000 to 2003 style.
It does list the episodes on the back, just like from 2000 to 2003 releases, but for this one from 2004 through 06, they didn't put them on the front.
And, oh boy.
The episodes are mixed around, kind of like the 96 VHS of Percy's Ghostly Trick and other Thomas stories, but except like the Thomas's Anthem song is placed at the top because it makes sense because it plays with the stray at the start, but all the others are just muddled horribly in the wrong order. Which, why does it go I Believe in Me first, Make No Mistake second, Have No Fear third, Cowboy Max fourth, and Try It You Like It last and fifth? Makes sense to make it go Have No Fear first, because in the program, Have No Fear is first.
Yeah.
And then, I think we can do this separately since all these are mixed up.
After Have No Fear, that is when I Believe in Me comes next.
Yeah, it's supposed to place right here, if it was placed chronologically. And then third would be the immature Before on TV Cowboy Max episode.
Yep. And then after that, Try It You Like It is the second to last episode.
And the last but not least is Make No Mistake. But on the VHS, it's only these three. But for some reason, Make No Mistake was actually put on the VHS, but is not on the VHS. Sony, Make No Mistake was replaced by Try It You Like It. And which the sister episodes, I'll say them in chronological order, since they're supposed to be this, and yada yada. The sister episodes would be A New Friend, Bye Bye Baby Birdie, Just the Two of Us, Sneezy Does It, and The Balancing Act.
Not to mention, this DVD suffered way more mistakes than the VHS counterpart, because the DVD has 3 mistakes total. Firstly, the episodes are listed out of order.
We know that because
after the episodes are over, during the end credits for the last episode, Sony actually made a mistake in the Make No Mistake title by adding an extra S.
Even though
mistakes.
It's supposed to be just mistake, just like how they did. We're not supposed to put the S after the T on Edward's exploit on Thomas Percy and the Dragon, but on the menu and title card, there's no S.
And then third and finally, there is an audio error in the Sony Pictures Television logo. While the Sony Pictures Television logo plays, it accidentally uses the audio from the Columbia TriStar Television logo playing over it.
Yeah, what a freaking mistake they did themselves.
3 mistakes total.
Yeah, and the paper, they almost fixed it, Flicka, but 3 of them are still placed wrong. The 2 of them...
It could have been better if they've improved the booklet.
They almost got it, but anyway. Yep, that's whenever I'm afraid. Like I said, 21st volume on VHS, 10th on DVD. Now on to Believe in Yourself, one of my favorite DVDs of all time. I brought this up so many times. I love Believe in Yourself. Yep. This one's DVD volume 11. DVD and then VHS volume 22? That's kind of an even...
Yes.
Well, with the next ones, we're going to see with some BS and just later eventually.
Even though Sony messed up pretty badly with the previous DVD release, they managed to get everything right here.
And they changed it to my favorite color, blue. With episodes Yep, the episodes are The Lucky Stone Head Over Heels, The Bouncing Act, Just for Laughs, and On Thin Ice. Sister episodes would be The Me First Wizard, The Serpent's Trail, Make No Mistake, Give Zach a Hand, and The Shape of Things to Come, which was just on 2 releases ago.
And on the bright side, the Sony Pictures Television logo plays its correct audio. And that also happens on Dragon Tales Let's Start a Band, which was the first release to use the Sony Pictures Television logo in general. But after Let's Start a Band, the next 2 DVDs came back to using the Columbia TriStar Television logo. But around 2004, that's when it became a permanent the disc is still in the case. So
that scared the crap out of me. But anyway,
as I was trying to say before it happened, was
by
2004, the Sony Pictures Home Entertainment logo started to become more of a permanent use on those Dragon Tales releases.
Yeah. And I do know for some of these episodes, Flicka, like, I know something silly, Flicka. What if I did Finn's Baby Little and you did Ord's line, you don't sing? Basically like this, Flicka, where he goes, Baby Little!
You don't sing!
And then when he tells Kiki not to pick those and tells Finn to wait, or actually when Ord starts to sneeze crazy, and then I'll be Ketzel's Bless You, Ord. And he just does it constantly over and over again, and Ketzel grabs both the babies because they tried to do these things, and that didn't even make them cry either. I was so shocked I didn't see them cry when Ketzel got them out of those things before they went into the hole with Kiki, and Finn tried to go up the tree. They didn't cry over those either, thank God.
Yes. And he also sneezed in some season 1 episodes, like prepare according to instructions and pigment relaxation, and even a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah, but and then of course, Ketzel says to Ord, "Bless you, Ord." And then of course he says, "I guess it's really hard for one person to be watching 2 toddlers at the same time." And I know how Ord says this line really, really hard after Emmy says to watch 2 toddlers at the same time.
Oh, brother. Now we get into the next release that starts.
Get prepared for playing Thermix playing fun.
Yes.
At least on the 7th. But this volume, VHS volume 23, and DVD release of volume, I think that's 12. Yeah, it is 12. Holy crap, I got this right. Volume 12 of the DVD series and 23 of the VHS lineup.
But thankfully, the bad episode is the first on the DVD, unlike Don't Give Up, which was the last.
If Sony can improve that, but which, yes, contains the bad no-hitter, the Me First Wizard Gives Zach a Hand, Teasing Is Not Pleasing, and Play It and Say It. Which, yes, no-hitter, the bad episode has the sister episode called Blown in the Wind, which I don't know why that didn't get a DVD release. But the Lucky Stone episode, we got the sister episode to this one. The Lucky Stone was on DVD previously. Give Zach a Hand, Just for Laughs, was the sister episode previous to it, which is on the previous one. Teasing Is Not Pleasing, which the sister episode is Teamwork. And then Play It and Say It, that doesn't have a sister episode because it reuses an episode we've already seen before. So it's really just these 4. But Teasing Is Not Pleasing, and I forgot to mention Just for Laughs, they also get reused in season 3.
Yeah.
And the similar thing with these just all of these ones.
Yeah, and what also makes this awkward about this DVD is that it contains 1 episode with Enrique on it, yet Enrique would already get his own DVD release, 2 DVD releases after this. But
just like how Toby made an appearance in Thomas Comes to Breakfast on Tenors and Turntables VHS, but he wasn't introduced properly till Toby the Tram Engine several episodes later. Or like on the James Goes Buzz release, Oliver appeared in Ball G before his actual debut, Escape, on Percy's Ghostly Trick.
That's a continuity error. And another thing that's shocking about this is that even though it has a Season 3 episode, it does not have the funding credits from Season 3. It actually has the Season 2 funding credits used from DVD releases from 2001 to 2004, even though it's a 2005 DVD release.
Anyway. Yep. There.
Right.
Now
to the second
DVD release of 2005, or aka this is the last volume number of VHS number of the series, volume 24 VHS and volume 12 of the DVDs, or volume 13. No, it's volume 13. Oops. Yeah, it's 13. Volume 13 of the DVD's volumes.
Yes.
And volume 24 of the VHS side, Sing and Dance and Dragaway. Released on this, we all know when this came out, almost before 10 Years of Thomas hit first DVD release. And there was a reprint VHS of 10 Years of Thomas, which I'm never getting. Even though I am curious to see what's at the beginning of these 2004 reprints of these and 5 reprints of these Thomas VHSs of older releases, Flicka, from Thomas Gets Tricked, James Learns a Lesson, Trust Thomas, or James Goes Buzz, to see if they play the old Hit Entertainment logo at the beginning. Well, the James Learns a Lesson one, I understand that because it plays like the DVD because it plays Thomas's anthem song at the end. But as the other ones, I'm not quite sure. I don't even know what's at the end of the 2004 content tapes of Friends Get Along, or Breakfast, or 10 Years of Thomas, or Spills and Chills Make Someone Happy, or even Best of Thomas and James, to be honest. And the reason I picked this DVD out over the VHS flicker, because you know why? That song flip-flops in the way. But the good thing is, well, right now we got a list of songs right now, which are, there's 2 rows of this, so I'll do the first whole row. When You Make a New Friend, the Hello song, Oh I Bet You Can, Pretend, Come On and Blow, and Touch. That's the first row I read.
Yeah. Second is Wiggle, Dragon Stomp, and The World Goes Round and Round. Zoo. Then we get into Movie&GameLover98's least favorite. Flip-flop.
Yeah, you flip-flop.
Yeah, then we get Stretch, Shake Your Dragon Tail.
And then we got Speak Up, Hum, Clap, Zack and Wheezy's Silly Song, and Making It Fun, not to be confused with that Season 3 episode of the same name.
One thing that could have made this DVD a lot better is if they included 3 bonus episodes in between after the songs from 3 different rows. Put the episode, maybe The Giant of Nod after the song Touch, a smashing success after the song Shake Your Dragon Tail, and maybe you've mentioned this earlier, but
Hands Together.
Yes,
I talked about Hands Together. Yeah, because that one they do a Happy Hearts recital dance. That could honestly make sense to put Hands Together. You've seen Hands Together, Flick. It's where they do a version of a song of Little Chicks called Los Pollitos, which some people, I think that is Spanish for little chicks.
Yes. These 3 episodes could have been included on this DVD to make it better.
Kind of like a Songs and Stories release of Thomas. But anyway, now we move on to the remaining 4 volumes on DVD. No more VHS volume numbers to call out this time. From now on, these are...
However, I wish Say Hola to Enrique did get a VHS release. Because at least if that were to happen, you can get at least a few more episodes with Enrique on VHS instead of just 1.
Yeah, which already at Say Hola to Enrique. This is the 14th DVD to ever come out. Like I said, no more VHS numbers to come out to say now. All the rest of these are going to be DVDs.
And
oh yeah, speaking of that, this is why we're doing this, because the premiere episode of Season 3 is 20 years old today. Here here they are, the two-part of To Fly With a New Friend, the first part 1 and the second part 2, and then Feliz Cumpleaños Enrique, Super Snow Day, and of course, All Together Now.
Yeah, but technically, it contains 4 episodes because one of them is split into 2 parts.
It's like you don't have Thomas's Christmas Carol on DVD Flickup, but I think that one in the episode selection on the menu, that one only has 4 because they included the 17-minute version of Diesel's Ghostly Christmas instead of splitting off in 2 parts like the UK did that. And I know this DVD released, well, before Thomas Comes to Breakfast got its first DVD release, and before Track Stars and Thomas the Really Brave Engines got VHS and DVD releases, and a couple of months before Thomas Gets Bumped and Sing Along and Stories got their first DVD releases. Which I know I told you this several times, I have trouble putting these in my home media collection in order. I always do Track Stars as the first Thomas home media product from 2006, not Really Brave Engines.
All right.
And then, of course, I know Super Snow Day. I think this one's a big improvement over Snow Dragons, in my opinion. Well,
Yeah.
many other snowy episodes of Season 1 as well. But this one, they're all Season 3.
Yes. Now we get into
DVD Volume 15, Let's Be Brave. Anyway, yep. We all know the release on the 23rd of May, 2006. I'm not sure this one, because this one has episodes we had on VHS before, and there's 2 new ones we never got on DVD before?
yeah.
I'll read the ones we already got, which were Calling Dr. Zack, The Big Sleepover, and Stormy Weather. Those were already on VHS before, but now they're on DVD.
And not to mention 4 out of the 5 episodes are from Season 1, but the only episode from Season 1 that hasn't been previously released is Sounds Like Trouble. That's the only episode from Season 1 that has never been previously re-released. And the only episode that is not from Season 1 that has Enrique on it and has brightly colored digital ink and paint animation rather than traditional cell animation is Musical Scales.
Which the sister episodes, I forgot to mention on the sister episodes on the Say Hola to Enrique DVD, there's only one that's got a sister episode, Super Snow Day, which is the sister one to Rise and Bloom, but these 2 have just reused Season 2 episodes. For this one, Calling Dr. Zack, there would be Tales You Lose, the Giant of Not, a sister episode to The Big Sleepover, and that Black Tall Tale, which we already mentioned, sister episode to this. And Backwards to Forwards, the sister one to Sounds Like Trouble. But this one for Musical Scales, a new set. The sister episode would be Hand in Hand. You know, the episode where Max and Emmy's hands get glued together when Enrique messes up his wish.
Yeah. You know that episode, Hand in Hand? That reminds me of a Flintstones episode that I've seen where Fred and Barney's hands were glued together to a bowling ball. And Fred was doing a science experiment. And I think one of his lines was like, when Fred rudely says to Barney, "Will you quit pulling that chisel away?"
Oh my god. I have to find that episode where that Flintstones episode is where he did the experiment, but I think that Flintstones episode, I'm sure it has...
4th season DVD box set. It's on disc 2. It's the first episode of disc 2.
So that one will include Bam Bam Rubble for sure. Guaranteed. But anyway, and I know this released a week after the Thomas Sing Along and Stories and Thomas Gets Bumped DVDs came out, and after Blue's Clues, Blue's Jobs VHS and DVD released, which I can never find the Thomas Tales from the Tracks VHS. And yes, these are terribly photoshopped on the back.
Yeah.
Sony, make the tint better on these images.
Yeah, they look like unrestored 35mm prints of something.
Just like how they filmed Thomas with a 35mm camera from the Classics era 1 through 7. Well, anyway, and of course, I'll just explain we're now at the last 2006 one, Experience New Things. This is DVD volume 16.
Yep.
Wait.
And the last one to use the 2004 style artwork.
Yep, which contains the episodes to Fly with Dragons, Moving On, Something's Missing, Room for Change, and of course, Hello, Miss Tips, which, yes, the sister episodes are The Forest of Darkness, Cassie the Green-Eyed Dragon, The Sorrow and the Party, which I don't like that episode. These two just repeat season 2 episodes, these two.
Yes.
I'm surprised they released the pilot episode much later on a DVD, but they did the sister episode on the very first Dragon Tales DVD from 2000.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I think Experience New Things could have gotten a VHS release, like maybe.
That would not be possible.
Do it is kind of like the VHS counterpart to Experience New Things, because at least they're trying something, like trying different sports.
Yeah, and I brought up with the pilot episodes of the shows, Flicka. The Thomas States Tricked episodes, the first episode of the Thomas and Friends TV show. And actually, I know what date the Railway series of Thomas turns 80 this May. May 12th, but I'm not sure if we can do the Thomas Home Media Collection stream. We might have to do it early in May. Before May 12th, because we'll check that out. But anyway. And of course, and then of course, the snack time is the very first Blue's Clues episode, the Steve one to be exact, or Flintstone Flyer, the Flintstones, Rosie the Robot of Jetsons, or Gordon introduces Sally to Sesame Street, pilot of Sesame Street, or Ball's episode of Elmo's World,
etc., etc.
Or Kipper the Dog the Visitor, or and many other shows you can imagine.
What about if you were to mention the first Arthur episode, that would obviously be Arthur's Eyes.
/ Francine's Bad Hair Day, which I never watched that premiere episode, to be honest. And often, of course, I haven't done the impressions from the very first episode of Dragon Tales at all, Flicka. I know this one where they first meet Ord and Cassie for the very first time, where it basically goes, when Emmy says to them, "You talk," and then Cassie says, "So do you," and basically like this, where it goes, "You talk,"
and then Cassie says, "So do you."
Yes, I'm Emmy, and this is my little brother Max.
And then he's like, and then she says, "I'm Cassie. This is my friend Ord."
Oh wait, I didn't do Max's "I'm not little, I'm big."
Oh, okay, go right ahead.
I'm not little, I'm big.
And then he goes, "I'm Cassie. This is my friend Ord."
Hi. You're not gonna bite me, are you?
Me? Bite you?
Yeah, that was a good Max giggle. Well, we'll do everyone's laughs in a second. Eventually soon. And then, of course, there's another one where Emmy says, "Where are we? Dragonland."
Yes. And then she goes, "Dragonland? Do more dragons live here?"
Sure. Lots and lots. Aren't there dragons where you come from?
Only in storybooks.
Oh, hey, what's that?
And then I think there's a scene where Ord goes, "We better stay far, far. Cassie, where are you going?"
Yeah, that's another thing. This is something else. And of course, I know the scene in Hello, Miss Tips, where she said to Lorca, "Please, if you could go with the flow, please, Lorca." Or like, I don't know what impressed this thing from Elf right now, Flicka, because it's not Christmas anymore, but that's similar to the scene in Elf. I'll bring that up. And like how Miss Tips is pretending to be Mr. Conductor of the substitute of Sir Topham Hatt's Quetzal, just like how the scenes of Magic Railroad, Flicka, which I didn't bring Magic Railroad DVD version with me, but I have the VHS, which I can compare to the scene right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let me just put the Magic Railroad VHS. I actually did show the Magic Railroad VHS, because that was the only version I had with me right now, right close to me. I didn't want to bring all the versions, just one. And I think... Oh yeah, here's my disc, with everyone except Enrique, but yours was a reprint.
Yes.
But there is a way you can find the original disc by itself. But yours is probably the same, might have the same content, but anyway.
Alright, the last regular Dragon Tales DVD release,
which is the Amazing Pets DVD. The 17th and last Dragon Tales DVD to ever come out in the US.
Yeah.
Which surprisingly...
After that, there's going to be a bonus DVD to show off that technically is not a Dragon Tales DVD release, but it's going to be shown anyway because it shows clips from that show.
Yep, which the episodes... Yeah, this one we're going to have to... how about this one, Flicka? You read the 3 good ones, and I'll say this one. I'll say boo-hoo to this episode and the what to this episode. Basically, the first 3 are...
They are Wheezy's Hairball, Frog Prince, Bye Bye Baby Birdie,
and oh, boo-hoo! Goodbye, little Caterpoozle. And what? Green Thumbs? Why is that on this DVD? That is not...
is not a pet.
Come on, Sony. Your very last DVD...
My Way or Snow Way. You could have chosen Copycat. You could have chosen My Way or Snow Way. But no. Instead, you chose Green Thumbs. You could have even chosen the sister episode to that. A sticky situation.
That makes a lot more sense, Sony. You should have just done the sister episode to this one. And, of course, I know the scene, like, after I know everyone feels sorry for Cassie's Poozle dying, where basically Quetzal asks, "What's the matter, niños?"
Cassie's pet Poozy died.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Or like,
Quetzal.
I know me.
And I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Or like, bye-bye, Poozy. I'll never forget how you crawled into my pouch and tickled me.
And I really enjoy your tricks, Poozy. They make me smile.
Or like this scene in Frog Prince Flicka where Emmy severely tells Max you can't take the Hoppy home. And what if Max wanted to see him on the weekdays or weekends? I don't know how that goes, because I've watched Frog Prince before, but I just haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah.
I think, like, basically Emmy sternly says to him, saying, on weekdays we'll be at our uncle's house, and weekends they'll be at their grandmother's. I think Max basically says, what if I could come see him on the weekends? I think that's how it goes. I think that's right.
But I think there's a portion at the very, very beginning of the episode where Ord has a panic attack and goes,
Bugs! Nobody's ever mentioned bugs!
Yeah. And then, of course, Max asks about Quetzal saying, into a bug?
No!
into a man.
Okay. And then, of course, like this, Cassie hasn't come up with a new name for her yet.
Yes, I have. I'm going to call her Poozy 2.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. And that's the last Dragon Tales.
Technically is not a Dragon Tales release, but it shows clips from Dragon Tales in a TV set. But it is a 2006 film clip.
With Adam Sandler, with the character he plays is Michael.
Oh, and I remember the first clip of Dragon Tales shown is actually from an episode that we have never seen before, but we saw the sister episode 2 in a previous release.
Yeah, basically when the scene pops up and the TV says, P.U. That's from Teamwork.
Yes. That's the one I'm talking about. And
or like the scene when Michael is fat and his wife's not married to him anymore, and now the kids have to call him their stepdad.
And of course, there's also a scene later where he's like, go watch your tunes. And then there's a clip from the season 3 episode Moving On, which we've already saw and experienced new things.
I forgot to do the impression from Moving On earlier, Flicker, where basically he goes, ah, you want to come up to the table? I want to be with Sophie for a while, Hiki, but I'll promise I'll play with you. Yep, that's the DVD that's the disc for the DVD only release of Click, and this is the Blu-ray, which I know this is just a symbol blue, but at least they put the logo on, which is good.
Yes, and despite showing clips from Dragon Tales in the live-action TV set, it is rated PG-13 otherwise for language, crude, sex-related humor.
Obvious reasons why it's PG-13.
And some drug references. That's why it's all rated PG. That's why it's rated PG-13.
Yeah, I know there's also a clip from Bad Share Day as well. I think that's all the home media releases done.
Yes, but we are not done with the video just yet, because now that we've finished off the home media releases, now we are going to get into...
I think it's time for books.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yeah.
So I know mine.
Books released in 2000, so these ones...
I have one from 2001, 2002, 2004, and 2007.
So the ones from 2000 will obviously show off first, but this is the book Cassie Loves a Parade, based off of the season 1 episode of the same name.
Yep, obviously. Yep, I noticed there was a half-price books or a border sticker on the book. I think it said half-price books on the sticker, didn't it? I think it... Hold on. Well, let's scroll through the book first, and then we'll see if it says half-price books on the sticker. Let's see. Yep. Oh, it is half-price books. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I thought it said Second and Charles, like the bookstore I went to on my trip to the state you're in. But no, I think that's definitely for sure half-price books. Well, technically they are in the same state, but they're just in different places. That is a plus. But yeah, but anyway, there's another 2000 book.
The Shining Star, that's based off of the season 1 episode, The Forest of Darkness.
Anyway, yep. Wait. And I noticed there's a little writing, no sticker though, thank goodness.
And these 2 books were released in March of 2000, so they came out 5 months before the first DVD and VHS releases. Now we get into 2 releases from June of 2000, but one of them is the original and one is a reprint.
Don't really need 2 of them, but anyway, there's the Emmy's Dreamhouse book.
Books.
Oh, they're 2 different ones. Okay, I thought that was just two of the same book. They're just different versions.
This one is Emmy's Dreamhouse, based off of the season 1 episode of the same name. This is the original release because of the CTW Books logo on the back.
Yeah, there's the plot that annoys the crap out of me. Emmy not asking for permission from her friends and her brother Max.
There's Max and the Missing Pony.
Could be off
based off of the season 1 episode Not a Problem.
And
but this is a 2001 reprint because of the Sesame Workshop and Sony Pictures Family Entertainment Group logos on the back. The original print had the CTW Books logo on the back.
Yep. And next I'll show up my Wheezy Loses Her Voice book.
I have 2 more books left. And this They came out in July 2000. Ketzel and the Cool School, based off of the season 1 episode. A Cool School.
Yep. Yeah, I'd rather read the book over watching this episode, if I found it, that is.
And the last Dragon Tales book I have, Zack and Wheezy Clean Up, based off of the season 1 episode, Out with the Garbage.
AK's Zack is a freaking idiot to Wheezy in that episode.
Yes. There we go.
Okay. Anyway, now I'll show my books I have. If you have no more books to show.
Nope, that was all.
Here's my Wheezy Loses Her Voice 2001 Jelly Bean Books edition. I probably can't show the pages. It's hard to do this on a camera. I could try, but... this will be tricky to do.
There we go.
Yeah, I know there's a tear at Wheezy's eye, but at least it's not doing audio tricks to have someone do the crying impressions. But anyway, I don't think this is based off of any episode, like I said.
Nope.
Wheezy loses.
No episode. They did not adapt this into an episode at all. Because all
Yeah,
the
it's just
books I've shown prior to this were all adapted into episodes.
Yeah. There we go. I know there's this... Well, I just wanted to show it. Anyway, this one would be easier. Goodnight Finn. Oh, yeah, right there. You should definitely find this book, Flick. It's so cute. This is probably not based off of any episode. These Dragon Tales books are probably not based off of any episode. These books I got that I acquired in this order. I started with this one first, went this one second, and then back to Wheezy Loses Her Voice in reverse order. This one is probably a different variation of Baby Troubles, but much better.
Yeah.
Except there's no humans. No Max and Emmy in this book. Well, actually, yeah, this is probably my favorite page of the book, Flicka, where... But, yeah, it's strange. Why is there Cassie's giving the squishy to Finn, but that's Kiki's toy.
Yes! That must be... That must be like a weird... Like, maybe animation error or something.
Not an animation error, because... I mean, it's just her giving the different toy for Finn. Well, wait. Kind of like how some with Thomas characters blow the wrong whistles in the Thomas the Tank Engine show, which I'll explain next time. But anyway, too much fun. Not to be confused with the Garfield comic, lots of fun. Anyway. Yeah, well, at least I'm talking. Here's the book right here. Yeah, that's weird. Why is Max's stuffed frog off the shelf? But usually, in all episodes leading up to the finale, it's always been on the shelf.
Yeah, if there was a 4th season, this episode could have easily been adopted into season 4, but Sony didn't make a season 4.
Nah. And here's Max eating too much sweets. He's just eating too much. Yeah, and seeing Cassie with that weird O with her surprise look at the O-shaped thing like that kind of reminds me of Thomas's surprise face.
His O face?
Yeah, like the one in seasons 1 and 2 of the classic era. And here's Emmy. Look how Emmy's shoes are like on this page, Flicka, but on the next pages, let's see. They could see it here. Look at that. Emmy's sock disappeared. Yeah, some instance, like Max's shirt is not even attached to his pants. Like here, Max's shirt is... Some episodes, Max's shirt is not even attached to his pants properly. And Emmy's shoes are the right thing again. And well, even though this doesn't have Max and Emmy's mom's calling for them at the end, it just says in the sentence they heard their mother call.
Yeah.
Anyway, and last but not least, I semi got this fixed flick of the Dragon Tales Sing a Song of Friendship book and CD combo. I guess I'll show you the CD since I semi got this fixed. There's the CD. Now let me show you the inside of the book. Here's a picture of Ord throwing a baseball, which actually is used on one of the Dragon Tales menus, DVD menus to be exact. These two of Ord and Cassie to be exact, when you go to one of the options on the menu on a DVD. If I think I recall correctly, this Ord with him reading a book and Cassie doing this on the ground, reading a book like that instead of just reading it like Ord is like on one of the Dragon Tales menu selections when you choose to play all your episodes once or continuously, or go to the subtitles on or off menu. I think it's on one of the DVDs from 2001 or 2 or 3. Who honestly knows? And here's the promo art of everyone. Well, minus Enrique, but even though this book came out after all the seasons of Dragon Tales came out, as you can see right there, 2007. So this would have been all of Dragon Tales seasons finished on PBS Kids.
Yeah.
And this one really sweet of Kiki laying in her sister Cassie's lap, gazing up at the moon at night. Anyway.
And last but not least, the plushes that I have. This is a large Cassie.
I'm Cassie! As she would say.
And this Cassie plush came out in 2000.
Okay. Appropriate to do that.
A smaller Cassie.
Guess a small one's fine, because like I said, Flick, I prefer the medium-sized plushies. Like I said, not too large, not too small for my hands, just the perfect size.
And a small Ord.
Well, I guess it makes sense to get the large Ord and Cassie, because there are rare plushies of Max and Emmy where they're large size.
I don't have one of Quetzal, but I do have a Zack and Wheezy. This Ord one came out in 1999.
Yeah, he would go, "Hi guys, my name is Ord." Yeah, at least I can know everybody's laugh. Like basically, we start with Ord. He laughs like.
Let's see. I think he laughs like.
And then Cassie goes.
Oh, and last but not least, the last.
Oh yes, there is Zack and Wheezy.
Zack and Wheezy one, and I think Zack, he would go, "I'm Zack, and this is my sister Wheezy." Mm-hmm.
Basically, Zack goes.
And Wheezy has this weird snorting laugh, like.
And of course, Quetzal will go.
And this Zack and Wheezy plush also came out in 1999, like the Ord one.
Yeah. Yep. And I also know. Yeah, I was doing Quetzal's laugh, like us since.
Yeah, and we finished off showing all the merchandises of Dragon Tales.
Yep, I think that means, yep, we're done. I guess that means we're done.
Wow! Sesame Street magazine issues from 2000 to 2008 that had Dragon Tales included? That is so cool. I remember reading one of those Sesame Street magazine stuff that had Dragon Tales characters in them on a couple of pages.
Yep. Since I know we're done, Flicka, I will say this right now. Thanks for having me on the stream tonight. I will see you next week for the
Universal collection, and then the week after that is Lionsgate.
Yep. All right, so that means I'll go ahead and go. Flicka, this was fun doing Dragon Tales merch. I'll go and go. Thanks for having me on the stream tonight. I'll see you next week for the Universal Home Media Collection stream. See ya.
See ya. Well, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any new video or stream coming in the near future.